Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Dean Luethi. I'm the Director of Choral Activities at Washington State University and also the Chair for the NAFME Council for Choral Education. As part of our ongoing effort to establish relationships between our council members and their constituents, we've created this series of Fireside Chats. Today, I'm here with the Southwestern Division representative on the council, Wes Singleton. Wes is a choir director at Edmond Memorial High School and has been inducted into the Oklahoma Music Educators Hall of Fame. Welcome, Wes. How are you today?
I'm well, thank you.
Great. Thanks for spending this time with me. As I mentioned, we're just trying to get to know you and have your constituents just kind of have an understanding for where you've been and what you've done. So part of the purpose for this video is to give your region's constituents an opportunity to meet you and learn about some of your experiences. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your background, where you grew up, and how you became involved in choir, and well, basically, how did you come to choral education as a career?
Sure. I grew up in a very small town in Oklahoma in the eastern side, Hartshorn, Oklahoma. It's a very small town, and whenever I was younger, the elementary music teacher there kind of took an interest in me and thought that I might have a gift musically, and so I then enrolled in secondary education as a kid in band and kid in choir, but they were really small ensembles, a small school, and I went through all the way, graduated, and but then it wasn't like in my plans at that time because I thought that I needed to do something else to make a lot of money. So I started college as a accounting major and spent a year doing that, but I was on music scholarship for both the band department and the choral department there at Southeastern Oklahoma State University. And I spent about a year there in that accounting major and thought, this isn't me. And I just kind of got pulled towards I was really involved in a lot of the music ensembles there at the college. And so I decided, I met the piano instructor that I wanted to take from and just decided that I would be a piano major and kind of go that direction. And so in that time, I participated still in a lot of the ensembles and kind of started moving myself towards the choral side of it, even though I was still participating in the instrumental ensembles as well. And I just had a really good mentor in college that I just kind of thought, I might want to do that. That might be something that I want to do. So I finished my degree there, and I took a job at a very small school in southern Oklahoma, and I kind of thought, well, I'll do this for a little while, and I had plans to go back to graduate school, but then I kind of just thought, after 3 years, I kind of thought this might be where I need to be, and so that's where I spent my career in high school, and I think it is where I needed to be, and I've just wanted to take my experiences and offer them to students in the same way and give them that love of music that I found in school, and it became my life.
Yeah. How long have you been teaching at Edmond Memorial High School?
This is my 8th year at Memorial.
Sure. And what choirs do you direct there? Maybe different now during COVID times, but in general, what do you?
Sure. Well, I direct the varsity men's choir and the varsity women's choir, varsity mixed choir, and I have a mixed show choir. My wife also teaches there at my school. We team teach together, and she does we have a 9th and 10th grade JV women's choir and there are actually 2 periods of that, and so she directs those, and then we have an all women's show choir that she does as well. So we just kind of team teach the whole thing.
That must be a very interesting dynamic and have many advantages to be able to work with your wife that way. That's great. So how is it going with COVID and delivery formats this semester? How's that all going?
Well, we're on a hybrid schedule, and so we see kids 2 days a week. They're divided in half. We see them Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday is kind of a virtual day for all of the students and for the teachers we meet across the district with the other high schools the other high school choral directors. And then Thursday and Friday, we see the B group of kids. I would say that the kids have a really good attitude and we seem to be progressing. And it's just a whole new normal, that's the catchphrase lately, the new normal, but they seem to be doing okay. We found some advantages with the virtual work where we're really being able to assess the kids a lot better than we have in the past when we see them every day, probably because we're being forced to take the time to do that. And so especially, things like sight singing, that's been a benefit where we've actually gotten to see kids individually every single week and how they're progressing that way. So there are some things that my wife and I have decided that we'll just keep after, we can go back to 5 days school face to face.
Yeah, there are some technological advancements that, it's interesting to think once it goes face to face, when it goes face to face, hopefully it goes face to face, that what part of this can we keep and would be an advantage to do so. It's really interesting to think that although we are thrust into this, let's take those things that we've learned, why not?
Mm-hmm.
You had mentioned discussing your career, that you went into this because you wanted to bring what, the idea of what you felt about music to your students. So I would just say this: how has choral music changed you, and how do you think it can change those in our choirs? So basically, you felt something. What was that, and what do we want to impart in our choir?
Well, I would say that whenever I was younger, in middle school and high school, I wasn't an athlete. I was trying to find my place, and those music ensembles just kind of gave me a place to be and a place to grow and become, and just kind of set me on a good path to success past high school, and then gave me some really wonderful experiences while there, and created friendships, within that. And that's just the environment that I've always wanted to create for my students at school, and to build a community and be a family and that kind of thing. And then those kids that have that bug, to instill in them, you can do this as a career and as a life, and have success, but then have a lot of meaning and purpose to what you're doing as well.
Well, I think it's a service that you do when you are asking students to see the change that music does and to act on that, whether it be a career or just simply keep doing music. So thank you for that. And so not only are you serving your students, you're also serving the industry by being a part of this council, the Council for Choral Education. So why do you want to serve your division on the council? What do you hope to achieve?
I think that like with all of the offices that I've held within the state, I think my goal has always been to be a servant, as far as these are the things that have worked for me. These are the things that haven't. Can I be a resource to you? Can I learn from you? And just to kind of always move things forward. I think that, especially, as a state in Oklahoma, we were constantly having to have advocacy for our programs so that they remain, in the schools, and we still have music education as part of their curriculum. And so I think that that's always been my goal, is just to be, that kind of person that if another teacher needs a resource, that they can email or call. And so whenever I got the invitation, I thought that's right, exactly in my philosophy of education. So I was really looking forward to being on that.
Great. And I think that we have the opportunity to do this now, especially, well, the purpose of this, again, is to connect you with your constituents. So I hope they take advantage of that. And, after being in this career for years, you've seen where choral music has been, where it's going. So there's a lot of ways we feel that the Council for Choral Education can help the choral music educator. But what is one thing that you feel that we have to address in choral music education today?
I think the main thing is for it to be accessible to all. We've talked about that a lot in our district. We're fairly non-diverse here in Edmond, but it's not that those students don't exist in our high schools. And so I think that is the goal for us right now, especially in Edmond, to try to offer music to all students and careers in music, to all students. And we've done a big push lately too of choir directors can kind of get in the mindset that while the kids are with us, that's all that we have to be concerned with. But, just as elementary school teachers need to provide that gateway to the middle school, and the middle schools have to provide the gateway to the high school, and the high schools have been talking about what is our gateway to get kids to participate in college ensembles and keep that music in, so that's been a real push for us at our school lately. And we talk about it a lot, and we've tried to really help our kids prepare for auditions and that kind of thing, just so that they can keep doing that. And we have found with our kids, the mindset can be that they think that that's just a thing that they participate in high school, and that's not going to be something they're going to do for a career. And so we've really been trying to get them to understand they can keep music in their life regardless of what career path that they choose to.
Absolutely. There's so many people that are church choirs, community choirs, musical theater productions, community theater. I mean, we just have so many people that are out there that have started in high school, middle school, elementary school,
Yes.
and on to lifelong learning and enjoyment that way. So I think that's great, Wes. The idea of being very determined to bring that to light. This isn't the end. Keep going. Keep going.
Right.
So I have this philosophy that if we truly know somebody, we can find out that we all have a lot in common. So this little session here is I have a number of questions for you in a short sort of this or that kind of format. And as will be made clear in my first question to you, I call these toilet paper questions. So here we go. Number one, toilet paper roll, from the top or from the bottom?
Oh, top.
From the top. Coffee or tea?
Both.
I guess you're breaking the rules, but that's okay. We're getting to know you better. Hamburger or taco?
Oh, hamburger.
Ocean or mountains?
Mountains.
Book or movie?
Movie.
City or countryside?
Definitely city.
Toast or eggs?
That's an interesting one. Eggs.
Last one. Dog or cat?
We have 3 dogs.
So you made your choice then.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, we're running out of time here, Wes, but is there anything else you'd like to say to the Southwestern Division choral educators?
I think that well, I kind of said it before, but I think the main thing is, this group, if it's going to function, we want it to be a resource. And so we just want them to reach out to, someone on the council if they need a resource for something. And if we don't know the answer, we'll find it.
Exactly. So I want to make sure that folks know how they can reach you. So what's the best way for them to do this, Wes?
My email that's do we have emails listed for our council?
I'm not necessarily certain, but what I can do is I can put your email in the comments below this video.
Yes, my school email is the best way. I check it all the time.
Great. Well, Wes, thank you very much for your time, and I would encourage your constituents in the Southwestern Division to reach out to you. For those of you watching, thank you for your time, and please reach out to the NAFME Council for Choral Music Education if there's anything we can do to assist you. Have a wonderful day.